Guys, you must have seen this news that AI actually deleted a complete production database. So there is this company called Pocket OS, and then like in Cursor with the Sonnet model, so Opus 4.6, it completely deleted a production database that's actually there. If AI has the access to a production database, and then if we don't set up any guardrails or any permission restrictions on the side of code editors, this actually happens. So the reason that I'm creating this video is because if you are getting started with vibe coding, or if you're already in vibe coding, if you have just started it, so I just want to show you a approach that you could follow to avoid these issues. So the approach is going to be super simple. I'll just walk you through the complete process of what exactly it is going to look like, so that you'll have the complete idea on how you will be able to put this out. So if you are starting out building projects, either you might be using Supabase for your backend and database, or maybe you might be using this particular platform called Convex. So I mean, there are ton other lot of options that you have that you could use, but the process is going to be exactly same, but there might be few changes in the flow and all. So once you understand the concept, you'll be able to pull it out properly. So let's just first understand the concept that we'll be putting out today. So we'll have to set up two different databases. One is the development database, and then we'll have a production database. Both of these would be interconnected, or like let's say both of these would be linked, but the AI will only have the access to the development database. If there are any details that the AI has to get from a production database, it either has to ask you for the permission, or maybe you should be someone who has to, like let's say if it needs the access to logs, you should be the one who come into the dashboard and try to get the logs and give it to the AI. In that scenario, this would be the a perfect approach that you could follow. So yeah, that's the whole concept, but let's just understand how we have to properly set it up in these two platforms. I'll be taking a Supabase and the Convex as an example. So if you are on a free plan in the side of Supabase, I think you will not be having the option to do it up. So I am on a free plan. So I'll just give you a rough idea or a because I mean I have worked with this on some other projects with the Supabase premium account. So that is the reason I have the idea. So I'll just try to give you a basic understanding of it. So let's say whenever you try to add up a new feature to your project, I mean, once it's not yet in the production, you could just directly go ahead and use your main database. That's completely fine. But again, with some restrictions on the side of the code editors, or let's say if you are using Claude code without using the dangerously skip permissions commands and all. So let's say if your application is in production and now you want to add some new features to the application and all. So what you have to do is, I mean, anyhow, you'll be in the side of the front end. It is only going to push to the public or deploy it on the website once you push it to GitHub and whatever the flow that you have. But on the side of the database, whatever the changes that you make or migrate to the database without the branches or without the development database, everything comes into the production database. That's the biggest problem here. So let's say the thing that you have to understand here is, so in the side of the Supabase, this particular development database, it doesn't actually have a separate development database. They call it as branches, like we have it in GitHub, like I mean Git and GitHub. So whenever you are working on a feature, first what you'll try to do is you'll create a branch and then you'll work on that particular feature, and once it's done, you'll create a pull request and then you'll merge it to the main branch, right? So that's the same idea here as well. So what you have to do is you have to create a branch. So here creating a branch would take a few resources from your side. So whenever a branch is active, based on however this is going to charge you. So let's say your branch is like this particular branch that you have created, you have worked on it for like 5 hours. So it's going to charge you this particular amount per hour for 5 hours. And then once you have completed working on that particular feature, you feel everything is fine, you want to merge it to a main branch, you could directly go ahead merge it out. In that scenario, the branch would get merged into the main branch, so that there won't be any kind of charge that's going to happen. So only the active branches that are there, for that the Supabase is going to charge you per hour per branch on this particular thing. So that is the context regarding the what do you say, the Supabase thing. You could completely use it out how you use it with MCPs and all, so that won't actually be a problem. So that is the thing regarding the Supabase. If you need any, like I mean, if you have any questions regarding it, you could just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help you out. And now we'll come into the convex. So what I would suggest you is, if you are getting started with if you are creating new projects in the coming days, maybe try to give convex a try, because this is going to simplify you the production database and also the development database, this particular flow or the structure. So they have two different databases by default. Mainly we'll have two things here, which is production database and then we have development database. So what you will be doing is, whenever you try to connect it with your code editor or your project, so the thing AI will have the access to is going to completely be this particular database, not at all the production. So only the development database will be having the access, like you'll be only giving the access of this development database to the AI. Either that's with Convex, MCP, CLI, whatever you are using. And then with CLI, if you, sometimes you could also get the details from production and all those things, but you could just use the MCP. That's completely fine. And then the thing that you have to understand here is, I'll just open up a project. Okay, so this is the project. I'm building an application called Relio. That is a project of it, like it, which is a personal finance tracker. So we also have a waitlist for that application. If you are not yet in the waitlist, you could directly join the waitlist, and maybe in the next month, like in 10 days, the application would be live on Play Store and App Store, so you could just use it out. So if you want to join the waitlist, I'll leave the link in the description. You could just check that out. And coming back to the video, so this is like I'm using Convex for the database and the backend. So here what I wanted to show you is, let's say there are two different commands that I'm going to tell you, which is going to help you understand how the things go from like the development database to the production database, or from the like local code to the development database and all. So whatever the changes that you have made, like you'll be creating files in the local system, right, by the Claude or whatever the agent that you are using. So if you try to type out the command npx convex dev, what this is going to do is, so this is going to push all the things that are there regarding the backend or the database to the development database. So if you wait for a second, as you can see, it's now uploading all the functions. We call it functions in Convex. And then once it's done, as you can see, Convex functions is ready. You could, these details are now set to the development database. So that is the concept here. And then now let's say if you want to like push these changes from development database to production database, like you have checked with all the things perfectly and you feel that there isn't any breaking that's happening, what you have to do is you just have to go to the, like, put out the same command, but instead of dev you have to put it to deploy. So once you select deploy, it is going to ask you for a confirmation, type out y, and then it's going to push the same changes that are there in development, or maybe directly that are there here in the local file system. It's going to directly push them to the production. So that's the whole concept of it for both the platforms, like for Supabase and for Convex. So either of the platforms, whatever you are using, you could use this approach. If you use this, then there is no chance that AI is going to delete your production database at all. Yeah, this is the whole thing that I just wanted to show you in this video, like a quick setup for people who are just getting started with vibe coding, or like they just got started. That is the whole concept of this video. Regarding this flow, if you have any questions, you could just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help you out. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you find it helpful, just give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.